Today we're fixing this damaged guitar, and I'm going to show you how to spot in some satin clear without making a mess out of the whole guitar. So let's go. So now that the guitar is on the bench, we need to assess the damage. And looking at this damage here, what you can see is that there's two different distinct types of damage. On the sides, we've got a couple of chips that can be filled, but we also have this larger area on the top where you can see that damage caused what looks like some sort of a delamination. The first step to repairing this is to take some thin CA glue, and we want to flood the area, both the chips and that large delamination, to see if we can wick some glue underneath and help lock everything into place. The last thing you want to do is spend time on a repair only to have the surface underneath not be well adhered to the wood and all just continue to delaminate and come up. The next step would be to come back with a thicker CA glue, and in this case I used the black glue boost just because the black is going to help hide a lot of that bare wood that's showing. After the glue boost has had a chance to dry, we're going to come back with the razor again. We're going to scrape it flush, and sometimes it takes a few iterations of this before you really get everything built up so that there's no more craters. Now we're moving on to that crater on the top, and that whole area was actually sunken in from the damage, and so we kind of took the same approach where we filled this with the black glue boost, and then we come after it with the razor blade in order to try to get everything flat. And because of the contour of the guitar and the fact that this was a pretty large area, this really ended up taking a few different applications, but it was the same process every time. We get that black glue boost on there. Once it dries, we scrape it with the razor, and then we assess, we see where our low spots are, and then we just come back with more of the glue and we just keep building up the whole area. One area of particular concern is making sure that you have enough glue over on that edge, and then once you have that glue there and dried, you can use a file and then some sandpaper to help put the radius back into that edge. Once we're satisfied with our scraping, now we come in with some sandpaper and we wet sand the area, and this is going to really help not only get that last little bit of smoothness, but it's going to help feather it in with the local area around it. And so that's what we're doing here, and this is probably around the 600 to an 800 grit sandpaper at this point, and then we would start to get a little bit finer after that. Now we've got the corner of the guitar propped up, and we're taking the same approach on that other area where those chips were. Once we started scraping and sanding that area before, trying to get rid of some of the high spots, we ended up with even more wood exposed. So we ended up scraping it down a little bit more. Now we're coming in with that glue boost to build it back up. Once we finished with our gluing, scraping, and sanding, the next step was to put some black paint over the whole area just to make it look more continuous and consistent. Unfortunately, we had some problems with the paint. It really didn't flow smoothly, and it kind of looked like a mess at this point in time. I had also realized a little bit later in this process that this black paint was really not the best match for the color that was already there, and because of it, I'm not fully satisfied with the finished repair, but I didn't want to go back and redo it just because it's not worth it on a guitar that's this inexpensive. And ultimately my goal here was really to see if I could match that satin clear and not so much the cosmetics of the rest of the repair itself. With that in mind, in retrospect, picking a little bit different color match would have made this final result look a whole lot better, but let's keep going. And now we need to do a whole bunch of sanding because of that really rough finish that we got from the spray can. Normally this would be a pretty quick sand down just to smooth out the paint, but because this came out so rough, there was a lot of sanding to do here. Now that we took down the majority of the paint, we can pull that tape off, and now our real goal is to get rid of that harsh witness line that you can see where we were masked off. So we're going to do a little bit more sanding, and this is going to just feather it into the local paint around it. Once that paint is feathered nicely, now we need to start preparing for our satin clear coat finish. And in this area here, what I wanted to do is make sure I've got enough room so that we can start to blend that in nicely. What we don't want to have here are any hard edges at the end of it like we had with the black paint, because unlike the black paint, we can't sand the satin finish, because a sanded finish is not going to have the same texture and the same reflectivity of light that the satin paint has directly out of the gun. So in order to address that, what I did here was to mask it a little bit wide, and you can see that I've got all of the edges of the tape folded up. This creates almost a little bit of a cave where it tapers down between the tape and the surface of the guitar, and any sort of overspray that may find its way over to that area isn't as likely to get down into that crevice, and so it creates more of a smooth taper. That said, you can see I've got this masked out pretty wide, and the goal is really to not spray anywhere near that edge to begin with. But by having that folded edge, anything that does happen to get there usually just tapers off more nicely and doesn't have a hard overspray line. The last step is to give it a final wipe down to make sure everything's clean, and then we can start to apply our satin clear coat. The clear coat that we used was just your run-of-the-mill satin clear Rustoleum that we got at Walmart. I ran some test panels before I did this repair with a number of different satin clears, and I felt like this one was the best match for the original finish. As I'm applying the clear here, as I had mentioned, I'm trying to paint away from that masked area, and we're trying to keep it localized and as small as necessary. And you can see that there really wasn't much to it, just a couple of quick shots right over the area that we needed. Off camera, I did spray a second coat the same way, and on the second coat I did go ever so slightly wider just to help continue that taper into the old paint. So now we can pull that masking off of the guitar and we can take a look at the repair, and as you can see, it's not 100% invisible, but it sure is a whole lot better than we started with. Overall, the texture and the reflectivity of this clear coat is very, very similar to the original, and the witness lines are almost unnoticeable. To be honest, the clear coat portion of this repair is the best looking part of it. It's really the black repair that needed to have more attention paid, not only to the repair itself, but to the color match of the paint. That's what really gives away the fact that this was repaired, not the clear coat. Although it's not shown here, what I did do later on, just to help feather in some of the witness lines from that clear coat overspray, was to take some of my 9 micron micro mesh paper and go over that area just until it felt and looked more smooth. Sanding media as fine as that micro mesh is so fine that it's not going to leave sanding scratches in the guitar the way a normal sandpaper would, and so I was able to go over that area where we have that transition. It didn't take any of the texture away, it just helped to blend it even more, and the final result was one that you can barely see. This is a project that I've wanted to tackle for a long time, and I'm very glad that I did. I really feel confident now that if I need to do any more of these clear coat repairs on these satin guitars in the future, that I finally have the tool set to be able to do that. I hope you guys learned something from this as well. I was shocked to find that there really is not much information out there about this type of repair, and that's why I wanted to put this video out and share what I learned so that folks can learn from it as well. If you liked this and if you learned something from it, please make sure to like, provide a comment down below, let me know what you would have done different or if you would have done it the same way. And I hope I earned a subscription along the way as well. Until next time, guys, thanks.